So as you can see in front of your eyes right now, we have a new Chainsaw Man key visual that was revealed today with some information that came alongside of it, with some drama in the Chainsaw Man community that I want to talk about, but also I want to talk about the overall staff of the Chainsaw Man anime, which has been known for a while. This isn't brand new news, obviously, but it is something I want to talk about because there is a lot of people out there that are completely unaware of who is actually working on the Chainsaw Man anime, because all people really know when it comes to Chainsaw Man is Studio Mappa is working on it, and they actually don't know who is doing the individual things, as you can see right here. So before I dive into that, let's take a look at this. So we have a new key visual that was revealed today, and honestly, I really like this key visual. I mean, there's not like a whole lot you can really just dive nitty-gritty into, but in terms of color palette, at least the way they're drawing Dingy, etc., it does look really good. I love that. And also having all the blood all over the place definitely references, obviously, that what was said earlier, like last month, that they definitely want to have the raw nature of Chainsaw Man uncensored, and so I'm very happy to see like a key visual like this. It does kind of show that they're wanting this to actually represent what Chainsaw Man was in the manga. Now, let's talk about the drama. So, basically, this drama that happened today, and you could search up basically the person in question that the drama was circling around, you see people talking about it, and the account in question from the person that had drama around them, they closed their account. So, to make sure everybody's up to speed, I think James here, one of my friends, actually puts this in the best possible way. So, basically, he was bullied off of social media because he talked about the truth of Chainsaw Man's production, basically saying that there is production issues, or they're behind schedule, etc. Which, let's be honest, let's be fair, it's been known. People know that Chainsaw Man, there's something going on behind the scenes. Even if the anime looks absolutely gorgeous and they have an all-star cast, etc., there's definitely things going on behind the scenes. And obviously, this is something the community is aware of, and then obviously have those individuals that will actively say, nah, there's nothing wrong, there's no problems, and because of those individuals, they bullied off a very well-known leaker off of social media. So yeah, Spanku was actually an individual that leaked a lot of information. He was someone that would go around and just give information on different anime and stuff like that. He was well known. Like, you see people talking about him, etc. here. There's individuals that will just straight up mention him, but then you have stuff where, you know, people are like, man, I can't believe he was bullied off the platform, thanks to some of the people trying to say Chainsaw Man's production is 100% solid and there is nothing wrong whatsoever, when we all know that is definitely not the case. Now, it's just really sad, because when I see cases like this, it's so awful, because it's like, for one, Chainsaw Man is obviously getting a lot of attention, and all eyes are focusing on it, and there's a huge community that's circling around it, and obviously, I'm a big fan of Chainsaw Man's manga, and I definitely want the anime to succeed. I want to say that, okay? But the point is that there is definitely a lot of things behind the scenes that people are just unaware of, and there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that's going on in, you know, behind the scenes that we just do not see ourselves. And the fact is that you have an individual that was kind of just trying to casually talk about it. It's like, hey, you know, yeah, it's going to be a good series. Yeah, you know, Chainsaw Man's going to look excellent. But, you know, there's obviously some problems going on behind the scenes. Maybe the series should be delayed. Maybe the series should be pushed back until winter or spring of next year. Who really knows? But the point is people reacted in such a negative way, they literally bullied the man off the platform and he shut down his account. And it's just like, seeing stuff like this is so awful, because there's people out there right now, actually, like, I want to show you, that actually reply to, like, offers or anyone, and they straight up just are awful to people. Like, here, I want to show you a comment that someone made. So, this is, Nama made a post showing this, and I saw this earlier today, and you see, like, you know, K right here, he's just talking and all that, and then someone just says mid-manga, and then the man responds and roasts him, and this is a very rare case that you see someone roasting back a troll, but the point is you have these individuals going on social media and just straight up being absolutely disrespectful and awful to these offers, these artists, these assistants, these animators, just doing all sorts of crusty stuff, which is just so disrespectful, and it honestly makes me worry for, like, Togashi, like, you know, actually Togashi that we all know and I've been talking about a lot. I worry about him because, obviously, once he starts releasing chapters, there's probably going to be so much toxicity around it, and there probably already is toxicity that I'm unaware of, and I really just, I feel bad. I really feel bad for Togashi. But, anyways, getting on topic to the actual animators, which I wanted to talk about. So, as you can see here, once again, this was news that has already been known for a while, but once again, there's a lot of people out there that just had no idea who the staff was. At least, you know, who's working on it. Now, we don't know the voice actors, but at least we know who is actually working on the anime. So the director is Ryu, which I think everybody's going to recognize, the director of, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen Episode 19 director. You know, people are kind of very aware of this director. The screenplay is Hiroshi, which is done Mob Psycho 100 and Jujutsu Kaisen. Makes sense. And then you have character design, which is, you know, Kazutaka, which is done Mushoku Tensei. Big deal right there. Like, the character design of Mushoku Tensei is massive. I mean, we already know the director and the screenplay was massive, but just the character design alone, that's just juiced up just to see that, you know, Mushoku Tensei's character designer is going to be on Chainsaw Man. Then, you know, the action animation director is from Black Clover and Yatterman Nights, and here's the thing. Tatsuya has worked on a lot of good scenes in Black Clover and Yatterman Nights, and I think anyone that instantly sees the name Black Clover is going to be like, oh, the Black Clover anime, because obviously I've seen segments, it's rough, but there is a lot of good segments as well, and, you know, Tatsuya has worked on a lot of good action sequences, and so I think he's a perfect choice for action sequences, especially for Chainsaw Man. Assistant director, you know, Masato, which has done Jujutsu Kaisen and SSSS Gridman, which, once again, makes a lot of sense. I mean, comes from Jujutsu Kaisen, and Gridman's really good, so, yeah, that's a juiced up, you know, pick right there. And then Devil Design, you know, the actual Devil Designs in Chainsaw Man is going to be Kiyotaka, which has done Flip Flappers and Space Dandy. Now, I personally haven't seen Flip Flappers, but I have seen Space Dandy. And Space Dandy, if you have ever had the pleasure of watching that fantastic 10 out of 10 anime, in my opinion, I will say that the designs of Space Dandy stuff is just ridiculous. Like, all the creatures, the aliens, etc. And if we could get anything like that doing the devil design, like, you know, Kiyotaka doing the devil designs for Chainsaw Man, that is going to be absolutely bonkers. It is going to be bonkers. Then you also have the background art director, which has done, you know, Vinland Saga, and let's be real, if you watched Vinland Saga or, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen, you know, Yusuke, you know, has done a lot of good visuals, etc., and him being the background art director, that's insane. Like, the man is really good at his work. Color design, we have Naomi, which has done Sword Art Online, and Sword Art Online, let's be honest, the color palette of Sword Art Online, regardless if you love or hate it, it looks beautiful. SAO always looks beautiful in terms of colors and the way it's presented, so I couldn't ask for a better choice, at least for color design. Then you have screen design, which is, you know, Yosuke, which has worked on Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, another fantastic anime series that I have watched, and was basically my first Gundam I ever got to experience, and I highly recommend this one if you have never watched a Gundam. It is so good. But, anyways, the screen design is this individual, which is also another juiced up pick. Then you got music, you know, Kinsuke, which has done A Silent Voice and Devil Man Crybaby. Now, that one is massive, because there's so many options, obviously, you could have picked for, like, music choice. Like, we could have done the Sawano stuff. Like, Sawano is a common choice in, I think, the anime industry. We see Sawano constantly picked for a lot of songs or different music and OSTs throughout anime. Sawano's great. Sawano is iconic. No hate to Sawano whatsoever. But Kinsuke has done fantastic work with A Silent Voice and also Devilman Crybaby. Devilman Crybaby stands out to me, because that soundtrack really suits, and if there's any soundtrack, I would say, like, if there's anyone that's worked on a soundtrack that would fit, like, the design of at least the soundtrack that Chainsaw Man needs, it would definitely be the Devilman Crybaby's soundtrack designer, because it's just like, the man is a genius when it comes to music. It'll perfectly fit the tone of what Chainsaw Man has to offer. Then, you know, you have the animation producer, which is, you know, Keisuke, which has done Jujutsu Kaisen. Once again, another Jujutsu Kaisen pick, and we all know Jujutsu Kaisen is a beautiful show, so no complaints whatsoever. So when you take a look at this staff, okay, obviously this has been knowledge for a while, But when you really just look at this, it is a juiced up dream team. It is crazy. Like, it is legitimately like the Avengers Assemble type thing going on here because of just how crazy of a, lineup this is. Honestly, if you want to hear my true opinions on the matter, okay, with Chainsaw Man, etc., I want it to succeed. I've been saying that for a long time. Obviously, I've commented on MAPPA, I've commented on animation, in terms of production delays, or production issues, or overwork, etc. I've talked about this a lot. It's, as I've always said, it's not just a MAPPA issue. I know people like to assume that's what I think, but that is not the case. It's not just a MAPPA issue. But despite all of this, I've always said that when it comes to Chainsaw Man, when the anime does come out, later this year, Chainsaw Man's probably going to look fantastic. Like, it's probably going to look so freaking beautiful. It's going to trend almost every single week. It's going to blow people's mind. It's going to be a massive discussion every single week. I'm going to make videos on it. Hundreds of other people, or thousands of other people are going to make videos on it. It's going to be a great watch, a great journey to really just enjoy Chainsaw Man week to week. The thing, though, is that, even though I know it's going to look fantastic because of this lineup, we cannot, deny that there's probably going to be things that's going on behind the scenes that are going to be very scary, at least for the staff. So we'll see where it goes, but, yeah, I wanted to talk about all this because, Chainsaw Man's very close, and we're getting more and more information that comes, and apparently we're going to be getting a new trailer, very soon on August 5th, so it's not that long from now when you think about it. It's really not that long. I cannot honestly wait to actually see it, but, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you, enjoyed this video, do leave me a like. Helps me out a lot. Leaves me with a smile on my face and just helps my day overall. And also leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts on all this information. But with that, guys, be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.